All praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the elect brothers out there teaching His word in truth and sincerity, and to the 1/3 out there that's trying to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. Coming with a lesson today about the destruction. I was meditating last night about uh, this big event that's coming real soon here to Babylon and other places on this planet, and how the destruction is going to be. How grand and how powerful it's going to be all through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So I'm going to go into a couple of precepts describing the destruction in the scriptures, because everything that we need are in the scriptures, to get ourselves ready for this. And I just hope and pray that I even be blessed enough to make it to the end, to see those nukes shot off if I'm part of the elected 1/3. We're going to start with the book of Second Esdras. I'm going to go into chapter 16, and I'm going to read verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. It's not talking about an actual bow and arrow you see from the movie 300, or you see movies where Gad and Reuben were using against them devils during the colonial period in the 1800s. This is an actual device is going to be shot from one end of the earth from the other. You're going to have those Edomites from Russia shooting those ICBM missiles over here, and other heathen nations, Moab, Ammon. They're going to be shooting those so-called arrows over here also into the ends of the world. They have capabilities that they can shoot those missiles all the way from China to hit, all metropolitan cities in America under an hour. So you got to think about that. There's no actual wooden arrow with a stone sharp flint that's going to make it that way. It's just a parable in this instance. But they are going to be shot from one end of the earth to the other, per the scriptures. Okay. Now we're going to go into the book of Joel. We're going to read from chapter 2, verses 3 through 5, and we're going to jump down to 10. All right. Verse 3. A fire devoureth before them, and before them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before, and before them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. All right. This place is going to get burned down. And again, with other parts of the globe also, Israel, because it has to be cleansed. And fire will be cleansed because the Lord said He's not going to flood the earth again. So He had to burn this bitch up all through righteousness. Verse 4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. It's going to have a lot of horsepower. It's not going to be an actual horse linked up to a chariot like Ham did, when they were chasing us, when we were trying to flee from Egypt. These is going to be power. It's going to be a lot of horsepower in those nukes. You need a lot of horsepower to hoist that gigantic warhead that's on the tip of it. Verse 5. Like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame, or fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set battle array. It's going to be a loud, thundering, horsepower-like sound coming. I'm pretty sure a lot of you brothers been on an airplane. You can hear that power of those engines once they reach 30, 40,000 feet, and your cruise control, that noise. Just think about how it's going to be when those nukes come. It's going to be even more of a stronger sound. And that's what it's going to be likened to thousands upon thousands of horses. You're going to hear that. It's like a sonic boom. I'm going to jump down to verse 10. Okay. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Okay, it's going to be so many nukes shot off. It's going to blot out the sun. All right, and when they hit, it's going to, shake the earth to and fro. That's how powerful, and that's how much of a magnitude these nuclear bombs are going to be when they all hit their targets, and they're all going to hit their targets. It's not going to be one that's not going to miss their target. Why? Because they got the spirit of the Lord in them. All right, and the Lord ain't going to miss his target. He's perfect in all things he does, in good and evil, because he controls both sides, and that's balance. All right, so we're going to go to another precept. We're going to go to Zechariah. We'll go to chapter 14. We're going to read verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. What only thing known can do that? Those nuclear bombs, man. Can't no other thing does do that. So when they hit, for whoever's not of the elect, that's what's going to happen to you. And all the heathens that are still here, that are not in bunkers or, in the stratosphere or the troposphere trying to escape that judgment, which they know it's coming, this is going to be your fate. All right. A lot of brothers bring up the Sarah Connor and Terminator 2. That's what's going to happen. Your eyeballs and your tongue, you're going to be disintegrated. You're going to be into dust once that wind hits your ass too, because it's going to be thousands of degrees in heat hitting you. So your body, your composition is not going to have a choice but to melt away. Okay. I'm going to go to Revelations. I'm going to go to chapter 9. And this is what John the Revelator saw. This is how he saw it and these are in ancient times, and this is how he described it. Revelations chapter 9. I'm going to read 17 down to 19. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as heads of lions, and out of the mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth, and in their tails, for they were tails. Let me start all over. 19. For their power is in their mouth, and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. So he's giving a description of those nukes, and as they're flying, powerful as the horses, like we brought up in the previous precepts. And he said the power's in the mouth, and in the mouth of ICBM missile is where the warhead lies. Where the nuclear bomb sits. And the horses, which is the propeller, is going to propel those warheads to one end of the earth to the other. And that's John the Revelator, describing what it looked like. And it's like serpents, when the exhaust is coming out, you see, missiles being shot off, they twist and turn as onto a serpent, moving as like a serpent in the air. All right. We're going to go to the book of Luke. We want to go to chapter 17. We're going to read 26 down to 29. And this is what the people are going to be doing in that day. Verse 26. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day Noah entered into the ark. And the flood came, and it destroyed them. Likewise also, as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. Verse 29. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Same thing is going to happen here when the nukes are going to be shot off. The chip is going to be mandated. A big majority of the people would have already taken it. And they're thinking they're going to, go into this next generation. This is it. This is just the way we're going to live, and everything's okay. I can go buy and sell because I got the chip. I can return to my normal life now. Okay, and that's the way it's going to be. And how glorious that day will be if us brothers live to see that day and we refuse the chip. And being that that chip is implemented, we're on the edge of our seats, knowing that these nukes are within minutes of being shot off at any time, because the Lord's not going to let Esau, pull off his grand scheme of chipping everybody in the earth. Okay, so that's what they're going to be doing in that day, which is soon to come. Last precept. I'm gonna go to 1 Peter 4. I'm gonna read 17 down to 19. And this is what I hope and all of you brothers hope for also in that day. For the time has come that judgment must begin in the house of Yahweh. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Wherefore let them that suffer accordingly to the will of Yahweh commit the keeping of their souls to him in well doing, as unto a faithful creator. So if we live to see that day, if I personally live to see that day, which, like I said before, which would be a blessing to even make it that far, see all the prophecies come to pass, and to see those nukes shot off and see that fire coming to my ass, man, I'm going to be scarcely saved if I'm of the elect in 1/3 in that day. And that's what we hope for. All right, and I'm going to bring out a clip just to give you a magnitude of what these nukes look like. This was the Tsar Bomba. This was shot off by them Edomites in Russia. This was back in 1961. So this was 56 years ago, man. This was before I was even born. So you think about the technology they had then and how advanced it has been 56 years after they shot this biggest bomb ever tested known to mankind. Just kind of give you a little glimpse of what they're going to look like in that day if we live to see that day. All praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Hope you brothers was edified. Shalom.